And CBS News political contributor, chief national correspondent for the New York Times Magazine, Mark Leibovich, is in Washington. Good enough to join us on the second day of 2017. A happy new year to you,
Josh. Happy
Mark.
New Year.
Once again, we now have President-elect Donald Trump expressing doubts that the Russians are definitively behind the hacking that did, if nothing else, interfere with the election, again, running counter to what seems to be the consensus of the intelligence community. Once again, then, what to make of this reaction?
Well, this time he says he has, inside information that he's going to share with all of us. So I guess we'll see what that is. I don't know if this is independently accumulated or what. He's creating, I guess, a bit of a sort of a tight situation for himself in that, he better come up with something, and it's unclear what he would say. But it's also very unusual, and it's also very serious. I mean, pretty soon, any sort of political consideration vis-a-vis Barack Obama, the outgoing administration, Hillary Clinton, I mean, that's all going to sort of fall by the wayside a little bit, and he's going to be in charge of not only this issue, but also this intelligence community that he is now, implicitly, if not denigrating, certainly questioning in a rather consistent way. So we'll see what he knows. We'll see what he says.
And it isn't just people such as Adam Schiff, who said if he's going to have any credibility as president, he needs to stop talking this way. We also heard one of his very staunch surrogates, Senator Tom Cotton, say that Vladimir Putin needs a new sense of boundaries. And yet, again, we just saw, but a couple days ago, the president-elect tweeting that Vladimir Putin was very smart. How much longer can he run counter, not just to the intelligence community, but to really an increasingly bipartisan group who believes that something else need be done here?
Yeah, I also was struck by the Tom Cotton remarks. And also, I mean, Tom Cotton is hardly a voice in the wilderness here. I mean, much of the sort of prominent Republican, many of the voices in Congress have been prominent Republicans, John McCain, Lindsey Graham among sort of the top two. So, I mean, we will see how long he can defy. I mean, one of the interesting things said over the weekend was Sean Spicer, his incoming White House press secretary, said essentially that the sanctions were, he didn't say not that big a deal, but something to the effect that they weren't, the kind of gesture that he would have expected, or that are that serious, or perhaps something that could be a deterrent in the future. I mean, does that mean that they will actually be stronger? Does that mean that if the Trump administration finds that this intelligence is viable, they'll actually go and go sort of do something in a more hawkish way? It's unclear. I mean, it's a very tight box they're kind of steering themselves into.
But he also reduced it to an act of, Sean Spicer did, to an act of political retribution, seemingly looking to make it not just a partisan act on the part of the president, but also one that, a petty one that can be rather summarily dismissed.
Yeah, I mean, I think the easy answer to that is, political against who? I mean, this is a gesture. This is a measure against the Russian government for what President Obama and his administration has been very clear about who they think did this. So it's unclear who the political victim is here. Look, it's a dangerous game. We'll see what the president-elect has to say when he weighs in more substantively on this.
We did again hear the president-elect say that he knows hacking better than most anyone. And you mentioned it earlier, this idea that he'll be discussing some insider information that he has. Is there anything that he could provide, perhaps, that could recast the way this appears now?
Well, I mean, I guess, sure, there is. I mean, he could come up with a very compelling, this is why the intelligence reports are incorrect. And I assume he will have a good portion, at the very least, of his supporters who are out there cheering for him and who think that this is viable stuff. So we'll see. I mean, I think, as Adam Schiff said, I mean, we'll see how long he can kind of get away with this, because once he gets to Washington, once he's sworn in, he'll be held to a different standard, if not by his supporters, certainly within the Beltway and within the operation of how the government works and how foreign policy works.
Serious stuff, to be sure. Mark Leibovich, as always, we appreciate it.
As always. Thanks, Josh.